So this is introducing exercise 1E on solving linear equations. And it's on page 20 of your textbook. Alright, so solving linear equations is very similar to solving normal linear equations. The only difference, realistically, the golden rule, is that when multiplying or dividing by a negative number, we reverse the inequality. So if it's greater than or less than, we switch it to be switch it to be less than or greater than. That's it. Okay? So that's the only rule we have when we're solving linear equations. When we do graphing of those equations later on, we'll talk a bit more about that, but otherwise right now, we're just going to be focusing on the equations themselves. So if the question is solve the inequality, what do we need to find? What does solve the inequality mean? It means to solve for a certain variable. In this case, my unknown variable is x, so I need to find it and make x the subject of the equation. X equals 2 or x is less than blah, 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 blah. Okay? So solving inequality, what would you do if this is a normal equation? Let's say it was just equals 2x plus 1 equals 4. What would you do? Yeah, you take away 1, right? You take away 1 from both sides. In this case, is that dividing and multiplying by negative 1? No, it's not. So we're just going to keep the symbol the same. And I'm going to write 2x is less than 3. We okay with that? Awesome. Now I'm just going to divide both sides by 2. X is less than 3 over 2. So that's simple. Any questions? No? Okay. So that's saying that if I had a value of x, that value of x has to be less than 3 over 2 or 1.5. If I put that back into this equation up here, it will be less than 4. So any value where it's 3 over 2 or under will work in that equation over there. Now let's try the second equation over here. It's a little bit different. So I've got 3 minus 2x is less than or equal to 4. What would you normally do if it's just in a normal linear equation? What would you do first? Sorry, can you put your mask on? What would you do first? We get rid of 3, right? Getting rid of the 3, I got negative 3 over here. I put negative 3 over there. I end up with negative 2x is less than or equal to 1. Those two cancel each other out. Now, what do I normally do here in this situation to get rid of the negative 2? I would divide by negative 2. Yeah, is that what you're going to say? Yep, divide by negative 2. In which case, I'm dividing or multiplying by a negative number. So I have to flip the inequality. So if I'm dividing by negative 2 on both sides, I get x is greater than or equal to 1 over negative 2, or negative 1 over 2. That's it. That's literally it when it comes to solving linear equations. Any questions? No? So sometimes you end up with more complex equations. For example, you will have fractions on top of fractions or whatever it is. In that case, it's just using your understanding of solving linear equations. And then when you're multiplying or dividing by a negative number, you're going to be reversing the inequality. That's it. I'll give you some time to work on exercise 1E, and then we'll go through 1F a bit later.